This is a quick video to show you how you can bring the shine back into your chrome rims. All you need are just the supplied materials that you see here. This is a car wash soap, the steel wool, two different types, and I'll get to that in a little bit, and some never dull polish, chrome polish for rims or even fine silver. It has it on the sides of the can, but this is a real good product right here. I've used it before and it's really good. So what I'm gonna get to right now, or an explanation of, is the steel wool. Now this right here is the most important thing that you're gonna need. On my rims, on the Trans Am that I have, it has chrome rims. The thing is that I got in the car painted a couple of days ago, and they obviously didn't cover the rims when they were shooting a clear coat or putting compound on it to finish it. So it's got some haze on it, and it's a rough texture. You can feel obviously that there's something in it. So what you need is the steel wool, and what the steel wool is going to do is it's going to knock off any of that adhesive stuff that's on there. So it could be anything from, dog stains, like, stray dog going onto your rims and pissing on them, which will actually um, it can mess up the chrome finish on it. So if a dog goes up to there and pisses on your rims, well then you're gonna see that when you wash it off and you dry it, there's gonna be like a stain there. Well, that's what the steel wool is gonna do. That's your key thing right there. It's the steel wool, and a lot of people don't know that. I didn't know it up until recently, that steel wool was actually used to not only you can use it to buff furniture, or to sand it down, but you can also use it for anything that's got a chrome polish on it, like, like I said earlier, chrome rims, or even um, to kitchen utensils. But I really wouldn't do that since you eat with kitchen utensils, but you can still use steel wool for that. Now the 00, this is a little bit rougher course. It is still a fine grade, but this one right here is what I'm going to use, because the buildup that I have on my rims is so much of it. I'm going to need a coarser grade of a polish. So I'm going to use the 00. Now if you want to take it up a step further, you can use the 40, and the grade numbers are obviously right here where I'm pointing, and that's for a finer texture. So if I just wanted to finish it, or to get a real quick polish, and there's not too bad of a buildup, like how I said, a stray dog comes around and does his business on your rims, you can use the 40. It's not as rough, and it'll take out any of the imperfections that are on your rims. But you can go with either one. Either one is just as good. I've used both of them. Sometimes I'll, when I have the time, because it does take a while, I'll use the steel wool for the rims, the 00, and then I'll go back and I'll redo the whole thing with the 40. It makes a little bit of a difference to me, but it does take a lot of time, like I said. So if you're really picky about how your rims are and how shiny you want them, you can do both. First with the 00, and then with the 40. I have yet to find a 30 though at my local auto parts store. All the items you see here, I got them at O'Reilly's. They sell all this stuff at any O'Reilly's that you go to, so it's just a one-stop shop. You can just go there one time, get everything you need, and you'll be set. This right here is one of the steel wool pads. They come in a pack of like 8, and this one's full. So one pad will last you a really long time. Actually, I've had these steel wool pads for about a year, and I've only used one so far, and I've actually used it a lot, and this is it. I like to get my money's worth, so this pad right here, it's probably got like 30 uses out of it, and you can still keep going until basically it disintegrates and falls apart. But this is still good, and this is the pad that I'm still going to use on the video. So getting back to the car wash, what you want to do first is wash your rims. Any car wash soap would do. Then hit it with the steel wool, and then after that use the chrome metal polish. This is the Never Dull from Eagle One, and it's Let's see if I can get this open right quick. It's basically a pad where you just tear pieces off of it, and that's what it looks like. All you need to do is just take off a little piece, and you can just pull it out and rip it off, and that's all there is to it. It's got polish on it already, so you don't have to worry about it. And these are the products that I'm going to be using. So the next step is to show the car that I'm going to use it on, and show you how much of a good finish that this does come out to. Well, this is the car that I'm going to be working on today. It's a 2000 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. Those of you who've seen my other video, how to install Kenwood speakers, this is the same car. The only difference is it's got that front chin spoiler now, and it's painted. But this is the car that I'm going to be working on today. I'm going to try to polish up these chrome rims, because like I said earlier, when I got the car painted, the rims weren't covered, so there's kind of like a little bit of a residue on it. Hopefully the camera can pick it up, but I think the sun's too bright. But anyway, I'm going to use this steel wool pad that I had showed you earlier, and I'm going to rub it onto the finish right here. And I think you can see a little bit of graininess right there. It's a rough texture, but hopefully when I use this steel wool pad, it'll brighten it up and it'll pick it up on the camera. But okay, I'm going to show y'all. You know what I do first is I usually rub it in back and forth with light pressure. Try to get all the surface area as I can and not try to miss a spot, just to bring out as much shine as I can. And from what I can see, I'm getting off all that built up, whether it's clear coat or compound, I don't know what it is, but it's making my rims a little bit dull, or actually a lot dull. And just keep working in back and forth, and then up and down. Try to get every spot, because if you move it linearly back and forth, you're going to be missing some spots. So you just want to get some random motions different from each other to get a good shine and get all that stuff out. And then I'm going to go back and do it in a circular motion, or try to do it in a circular motion. And there it is. It looks clean, looks spotless and a lot shinier than what it was, but I guess the main difference is when I show y'all when I'm completely done. But this pad really does work to get off all the stuff, but remember, like how I said, you need to clean the rim first, use the steel wool. My rims were already clean, so I jumped to the steel wool step to it. Now, doing it this way, the steel wool and then the polish, the chrome polish, it's going to take about 30 minutes to an hour on each rim. Because what I do is I put on the polish first, and then I let it set so it'll dry, and then I go back and I wipe it off. It's a lengthy process, but trust me, once you see the results, you're gonna be amazed. But I'm gonna do the whole car and show you how shiny the rims come out. Now the car's in the sun, so hopefully it'll pick up even well when it's done. But I'm gonna do the whole car and show y'all the end result. Okay, I finished using the steel wool pad on the rims, and it looks, to me, it looks really, really good. I don't know if it still looks that well on the camera, but I think you can notice the difference. I took off all that residue that was on the rim, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a microfiber towel, like this one, and wipe off the remaining pieces of steel wool, because whenever you use the steel wool, it basically comes apart a little bit. You have a little bit of a residue and stuff like that, so it gets on the ribs. So what you want to do is just wipe it down and get all that stuff off with a microfiber towel, because these towels pick up any little thing, and you don't want to drop these towels because they'll pick up a whole lot of dirt, which is a pain to get out. So you just want to wipe it down, get all that metal off from the steel wool, and there it is. And what I'm gonna do next is get a piece of this Never Dull car polish from Eagle one, and then just start rubbing it on the rim. Now it already has metal polish on it, so all you have to do is just rub it on there gently and make sure you get a good coat of it, and it'll get on your rim. In that area you can tell because it's getting dull of the polish. It's getting dull from the polish, and just keep wiping it down. Now what I need to mention is that you don't want to do this in the sunlight like I'm doing. The reason why I'm doing it is because I'm trying to show y'all, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the car into a shaded area and do it there. And what I'm going to let this do is I'm going to let it sit for a little bit, finish the whole rim up, let it sit for like about 5 or 10 minutes, and then come back and wipe it off. But what I usually do is I'll do this rim first, polish it all up, and then I'll move on to the back wheel, and I'll hit that with the steel wool, and while I'm doing that it'll be drying up, and then I'll come back over here and wipe off all that polish. But you're gonna see a noticeable difference when I'm done, so I'll get to doing that and then see the end result this time. Alright, I'm done polishing all 4 rims, and to me it looks very good. It's a good shine. Ended up polishing very well. The one thing I did want to remind y'all was that whenever you put the chrome polish on, you're gonna have to wipe the whole thing down one time, and then have to go back and wipe it down a second time, because that Eagle One chrome polish is oil based. So when you're taking off the polish as it dries, there's still a little bit of oil residue, and the reason why you want to wipe it down a second time is to get all the excess polish off, and that's what brings out the shine. What I did was I actually wiped down the whole entire rim 3 times with 3 different separate towels. So the more you wipe it down, the more of the shine and the brightness that comes out of the rim itself. But actually in person the rims look a lot better than what it's showing on camera, I guess because camera doesn't pick up chrome too well, I guess. But either way, it came out really well, and with just a couple of simple instructions and supplies that you need, altogether the supplies that I got cost $15, so it's real affordable. And if you have the time to do it, an hour or an hour and a half done correctly, you can do this yourself, and it will look good on any chrome rim. The only thing I don't know about is the black chrome. The reason why I'm saying that is because I don't know if it will affect the outcome because of the steel wool. The steel wool, what it does is it finally scratches the rim, but it's very minimum. So, I don't know if it'll work really well on black chrome, but for regular traditional chrome, it does work on chrome, all chromes. The rims right here and the chrome on that car over there. I've actually used it on the bumper, rims, headlight bezels, and it does work. The steel wool works it real good, so you might want to give it a try. But thanks for watching, and this is my instructional video on how to polish up your rims.